Good morning, everybody. I'm Jonathan Clayton, and this is
Damian Stockdale.
I'm on the bias.
Robert Cobb.
and today we're going to tell you a little bit more about recycling. Damien, can you tell me what's it like on a day-to-day basis here?
It's pretty smooth for the most part because it's a job where they tell you what you're supposed to do, and it's a repetitive job. So once you've been doing it for a while, everything is kind of like clockwork. So it's pretty simple, smooth, and easy. It's nothing too hard because if it was, I wouldn't be doing it. But yeah, it's a pretty laid back job.
That's good. What kind of hours do you usually work on a
We
regular
do
basis?
during the winter and fall months. We do 7 to 3, but in the springtime and summertime they push us back to 6 to 2. So we just work a regular 8-hour shift.
All right, very cool. And what kind of machinery or what technology goes into this sort of stuff?
What I drive, it's a garbage truck, but it's called a one-arm bandit. It's just me by myself. I sit on the opposite side of a normal vehicle. So instead of driving on the left-hand side, I'm driving on the right-hand side, and I control what we call a arm, and it just reaches out, grabs the cans, dumps the garbage cans, and we move on from can to can, operating this one arm every day. It's a pretty cool, neat job.
Excellent. So Damien, tell me a little bit, what would the world look like? Well, how would it be different if your job didn't exist?
Oh wow. I think everybody's job plays a part in helping the world, and garbage is no exception. Like, if we didn't come through and collect garbage, how would it get out of your household? And us not collecting garbage is just gonna build up, and that brings out rodents, insects, bugs, and it's just a whole bunch of nastiness. So we sometimes kind of get looked down as, you're just a garbage man. But to me, garbage collecting is probably one of the most important jobs for the city because it helps keep the city clean and insect and rodent free.
Let me ask you, what's probably one of the most high pressure or interesting situations you've had working for the city?
A lot of people take for granted that we're driving big, heavy vehicles, and they're a lot of times loaded, and the way they want to maneuver in and out of traffic and put on brakes real fast, like, we're not normal vehicles. Our trucks take a second to stop, so you have to be aware that I just can't pull out in front of this truck and hit my brakes because he can't stop as fast as I can. But that's sometimes one of the most hectic parts about the job is driving in traffic, and the citizens just take it for granted that we're not in regular sized vehicles.
All right, Damien, do you mind giving us a little tour or a little walkthrough of what all goes on this truck? What's all this equipment?
I don't do anything. It seems like I'm the man behind it, but the truck does all the work. I just control the truck. We got right here the arm, what we call the arm. I don't know the correct terminology. We call it the arm with the little grabbers on here, and the grabbers just go and they grab the cart, roll it up the little roller, and dump. It's actually control. I control all that with just that joystick right here. It's a joystick on the inside of the cab, and that's all I use. Steering wheel, of course, and then that little joystick right there. That joystick controls everything for me. So it looks on the outside like it's very, very complicated, but it's so simple. I use one arm, one hand to control the joystick, the other hand to control the steering wheel, and that's about it. The truck actually does all the work, and the people sitting their garbage carts where they're supposed to be makes everything a whole lot easier. But yeah, it's a simple operation with a big piece of machine. It's nothing major at all.
That's excellent. Man, how did you have to take like a training course to learn how to operate all this?
Well, I was kind of thrown into the fire. Like when we first got the truck, they was like, we need somebody to drive the new garbage trucks, and everybody was ducking their heads and looking around. Me too. They're like, okay, Stockdale, you're up. So when we first got it, it was kind of like on the course training for me. Like the guy who delivered the trucks to us and showed me how to operate the truck. He actually took me. We went to a route. He was showing me how to do it. Like 5 minutes later, he said, okay, your turn. And he got in the passenger seat and didn't say a word to me, just left me by myself while he doing paperwork on this clipboard. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, it was one of those on the job training things. Like, I could tell you all day how to run it, but until you actually physically get out there and start doing it. But yeah, it's easy. It seems complicated, And it seems nerve-wracking, but it's so simple. It's real simple once you get out there and want to do it. So that's the thing about this job. You have to want to do the job. And anytime you want to do something, you will progress at it. So yeah, that's
Excellent.
it.
Just about just an estimate, how many dumpsters do you think you pick up from in a day?
On a slow day, maybe a trailer and a half,
Wow.
2 trailers.
All right, so a good amount.
Oh yeah.
What would you say is a good way that people, general public kind of people, could help you do your job better or make your life a little easier as an operator?
Well, if it's limbs that they have, if they'll cut them up, usually in half, a lot of times they'll cut them and they're just a little too long. So if they help cut those up, that would make a huge difference.
That makes sense. Break down everything and consolidate it. That makes sense. All right.
The shorter it is, the easier it is.
All right. And what would you say it takes to do this job well? What do you look for in a new operator? Let's say, what do you think they need to know in order to do the job well?
Well, it's difficult to start with because it's something new, but it's like anything else. You get used to it after a while, and then it ain't nothing to it. But you get to pick up a lot of different things, a lot of different contours of the land, and first one thing and then another. So it's challenging.
I bet.
If you're not used to challenges or don't like challenges, it's not the job for you.
I bet there's quite a bit of on-the-job training.
Oh yeah, you got power lines, mailboxes, power poles, and then just different. Every pile is different.
Armando, with recycling, what does a day-to-day work day look like for you?
It's a 10-hour work day. Usually, we go out, we just pick up our bins.
Man, do you work 5 days a week on that schedule?
4 days a week.
4 days a week.
We put 2 days on Thursday. Thursday becomes 2 days. Fridays and Thursdays together.
Okay, good deal. And what sort of equipment do you use on the job?
Well, we use a vehicle that has 4 compartments.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. What are each of the compartments like? What do they do?
Compartment contracts of cans, bottles,
Okay.
milk jugs, newspapers, and cardboard.
Cool. So all the different sorted out pieces of the recycling.
Yes,
that
sir.
makes sense. And what's one thing you wish the general public knew about your profession?
To ask for more bins.
Ask
To
for
make
more
our job
bins, yeah.
a lot easier. They could have all the bins. We don't have to stick our hands in them. We can just grab the bins, dump, and we can go.
Oh yeah, have all the recycling pre-sorted and all that.
Yes,
that
sir.
makes sense.
Yes, sir. Put these in your bins so you can sort the bins the right way. It's for our safety. Like that, when we stick our hands in them, we don't cut ourselves. Also, if you need extra bins, it will help us if you sort each and everything separate. So like that, we can just grab the bins, just dump the bin. We have to stick our hands in it. We appreciate it. We out here for you guys, and we love our job. That's about it. Thank you.